Welcome to Capital City News, your connection to Salt Lake City government. I'm your host, Poonam Kumar. Today we'll hear about volunteer opportunities in the city and how you can lend a hand to those in need this holiday season. And our History Minute this week highlights the ice skating rink at Gallivan Plaza. And before we see what's been going on in the city, let's start with our new legislative update. At their last two meetings, the City Council voted on a number of items. First, they set a new policy direction for the way the city handles sexual assault cases by requiring all past and future sexual assault DNA kits to be submitted to labs for testing. Then, the council voted to further refine the process for training police officers on the use of lethal force. And finally, the council made ride-sharing companies like Uber and Lyft legal under certain safety restrictions. The White House and U.S. Department of Energy recognized Salt Lake City as a climate action champion for showing leadership on climate change. A total of 16 U.S. communities were recognized as inaugural climate action champions. Salt Lake City was recognized for the development of a comprehensive and well-integrated portfolio of programs and policies, including renewable energy, transportation, code revisions, water systems, and building policies as priorities. The Salt Lake City Police Department has launched a crime statistics map that enables city residents to track crimes that happen in the city. It also allows residents to submit tips on crimes in progress. For more information, visit the website below. Salt Lake City residents are some of the most caring and compassionate people in the world, spending more hours volunteering than most other cities in the entire country. With the holidays approaching, people are always looking for opportunities to lend a hand to those in need. And in our interview this week, we'll help point you in the right direction.
We're fortunate enough that here in Utah we have the highest volunteer involvement rate in the nation, so there are a lot of volunteers looking to give their time this holiday season. I have a few tips for those of you interested in doing so. First of all, be organized and plan ahead. There are a lot of people interested in volunteering this time of year, so it requires a little bit of forethought and planning on your part to make sure that you can find the volunteer opportunity you like. Know what your interests are and know what your limits are. Are you volunteering with kids? Are you volunteering as part of your workplace? Be aware of these things and how that might affect what opportunity you're looking for. Next, be patient with the volunteer coordinators you work with. This is a really busy time of the year for them. So be patient, call ahead, and realize that it might take the coordinators a couple days to get back in touch with you. Next, think outside the box. There are a lot of people interested in similar opportunities this time of year. Think of checking sites like the United Way or Utah Nonprofits Association and look through their member organizations. If the volunteer opportunity you're interested in has already filled up, there are a lot of other ways you can volunteer. You might think of giving a donation, calling a different agency. There are plenty of volunteer roles to go around.
So there are 10 ways to help individuals experiencing homelessness this holiday season. The first is not to give money to a panhandler. What we suggest is giving a hand up and not a handout and helping people long-term escape homelessness. Second, remember to smile to individuals. That helps promote civility and also it helps restore people's dignity. If someone's asking you for money, recommend they visit one of our service providers. We have great organizations out there that are helping people every day and trying to help them get off the streets. Also, learn more about our homeless service organizations. Again, they provide just a great service to the community and can always use your help. If you have donated items, drop them off. There are a lot of places that are always looking for supplies, coats, anything you can imagine. Just contact one of these organizations. Also, donate your time, volunteer. These groups can use help and most of their services are provided by volunteers. You can also, if you'd like to get more involved, start a community service project. Work with an organization and see what's missing in the community and try to address that. Become informed and advocate. Without these service organizations, some in our community would go without each day. And finally, very importantly, if you see a crime or you see suspicious activity, please contact the Salt Lake City Police Department. If you would like to learn more about some of our great service organizations in Salt Lake City and also about ways that you can help them in their mission, visit saltlakecityhosts.org.
These organizations rely on volunteer help to provide the vital services they provide our community. But here's the catch. Volunteer help is needed all year long, not just during the holiday season. Check out how you can help all year long by visiting www.slcgov.com/volunteer.
Another way for residents to help this holiday season is by giving to the host program. This video produced by SLC TV offers more details.
Host is Salt Lake City's homeless outreach service team.
There are so many people who need our help, especially this time of year. Instead of giving to the panhandlers, take just a moment and put your spare change in one of these meters.
The money in the meters is spread out across service providers in Salt Lake City to help those with the greatest needs.
Please, won't you give a hand up instead of a handout?
And it is a chance for all of us to turn our spare change into real change. That's all it takes.
And next up, we have our History Minute.
Ice skating is one of the most visible and entertaining holiday traditions in downtown Salt Lake City. But the Gallivan Center was not always the beating heart of downtown that it is today. In the 1980s, Block 57, as it was referred to, was a retail and commercial district with lots of dead parking space. The redevelopment agency of Salt Lake began acquiring the property with an aim to revitalize the center of the city. In 1989, they began a planning process, looking for features that would successfully breathe life into the block, and an ice skating rink quickly became part of the plan. With much of the block cleared for the new development, the ice skating rink began construction and was opened in time for the 1993 holiday season. Over the next 17 years, the ice skating and concerts held at the Gallivan became so popular that it was necessary to reconfigure the plaza and enlarge the rink. In 2010, the new and improved Gallivan Ice Skating Rink opened and was relocated to better accommodate the massive concerts held each year there. By 2015 and into the foreseeable future, the John W. Gallivan Utah Center is one of the city's prime amenities, hosting outdoor events year-round from the New Year's Eve celebrations to summer concerts.
That's it for this week's Capital City News, your connection to Salt Lake City government. Be sure to tune in next time to keep up to date on what's happening in the city. For SLC TV, I'm Poonam Kumar.